My career journey, it's interesting. Going to university, I knew I wanted to be a business major, but I didn't really know what business was. And so I started an accounting path, and I very quickly diverged off of that because my balance sheets never balanced. But I discovered marketing, and I said, this is exactly what I love. And so my career journey actually took me on that path of one of customer service with tech companies.
So when I was 7, I saw a documentary about space travel and astronauts. So that day I decided to be an astronaut. And that's why I studied aerospace engineering. When I was in university, I got interested in Formula One because aerodynamics, which was my major, is key. It's a high pressure, very dynamic environment where you immediately see the impact of what you work on.
My career started in 2003. I got into motorsport, sort of working part-time then. Prior to that, having studied aerospace engineering at university as well, I ended up sort of volunteering for teams and doing a bit of mechanicking, and eventually got to a point where I had enough contacts that I was able to take more contract roles to be able to have like a full-time job in racing itself.
The advice that I would give my younger self, certainly, I think first and foremost, would be get comfortable being uncomfortable. Getting comfortable being uncomfortable means I don't know everything. I have to be part of a great team, and I never want to stop learning.
In my first week at university, in my first couple of months actually at university, I nearly gave up. And my mum talked me out of doing it because she knew how much I wanted to be in motorsport. And I think it was those moments of doubt, you just have to kind of think back to what your passion was and never give up on it. If you want it, you'll get there.
Try, go for it. Don't be afraid. Show your skills, so what you can do, but most importantly, show your motivation and be persistent.
In my career, I've experienced barriers that I've had to overcome, especially in a technology business where traditionally it is a very male-dominated field. And so my motto has always been, how do I work around or over these obstacles? Let's just keep going.
During my career path, I also experienced some obstacles or challenges, let's say, both in my university period and my previous job. I think it was a bit related to not being taken seriously sometimes. And I think the key is to show what you're good at and don't give up.
In racing, you need the best people to be working on your cars, because if you don't have the best people, then you're sort of limited by what kind of developments you do. If you're only looking at just, the male portion of the population, you're going to have fewer people who are great. Just kind of don't look at the gender and you get the best engineers that you can.
From a break the bias perspective, we as a global community have to keep talking about this, have to keep making changes, have to make it part, in my case, of our company culture.
Certainly there's more women in motorsport. You see them at the forefront, whether it's on the pit wall or you see them in the paddocks. And the fact that you can notice them means something's altered.
Formula One in general is nowadays doing quite a lot to promote diversity. For example, at McLaren, we have McLaren Engage to promote diversity, not only women, but we want a diverse community from all backgrounds, all genders. And we also do a lot of STEM activities to get young children and young girls excited in STEM subjects.
Those programs are just so essential. Like you, I'm an ambassador for a couple of different things, and it puts perspective around it and it helps. So then people are like, they see that things can change and that there's people out there doing these jobs.